all what we discussed in the yesterday session. That is all about the component life cycle and components, working with Angular components. Next, in Angular, we need to understand about Angular pipes and Angular services. First, we will see what are pipes. Actually, the concept of pipes is nothing but pipe is used to transform data. Generally, in real world projects, when we are using Angular, majority of the situation why we use Angular, where we use Angular is actually Angular is used for consuming API and presenting the API. So data comes from various sources. So that means the data may be stored in databases, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server. Different databases, different data sources, data comes actually. In that case, the data type of a source and the data type of a TypeScript are not same. That means suppose you have in Oracle, you have varchar. So here we have string. So that means the data types may not be same. Due to that, what happens is data is not presented. So is not presented in the same way as expected. That's the reason we need to transform the data. So pipe is used to transform the data and present the data in a user-friendly manner. So pipes are used for transforming the data. So technically, pipe is nothing but actually why we need transforming data. I will show you that point. We will see that. So why we need to transform the data. Suppose I will add a component here. So ng generate component pipe demo. Okay. And in this, I will keep that in the startup, pipe demo component in the startup and test that. So pipe demo. Okay. In index page, I will keep this. So pipe demo, that is pipe demo. Okay. So let's start this and check. So here, pipe demo is working. Let's try to present some data. So it works, and I'm trying to present some data. Let's create some data for this. So I'm adding some data here. So I given product is equal to, it's an object. The product object is having name, some name. So some Samsung TV, something like this. And it is having price. Okay, some price. And price, some decimal values I configured. And we have manufactured MFD is a new date you know how to handle dates. In JavaScript, dates are defined with a new date, right? So it is configured with a new date. And here I am adding the option. Suppose the date is some 2021 year. So month, so and a day. Something I defined like this. And I want to present this. So let's go to the HTML, and we are trying to present the details. So we are trying to present the details div. So class, container, and here we have a heading as product details. And here we have some data list, data term, name, and data definition. So we need to access from an object product dot name and another data term. So price and access product dot price. And here, so manufactured, and here data definition. So product dot manufactured. Now you can see here, this is going to present the data, but observe the data, it is unable to present in the same way how we are expecting actually. So price is actually, here the price is 30, but it is not using that fraction 0 here. It is unable to print that. And the date is expected. So this is the date we given. It is printing some in this format. So the data is not presented in the same way how we are expecting it, because our TypeScript will transform the data. That is the reason. So we need again to transform this data, because data comes from various locations. And we need to transform the data and display in a user-friendly manner so that users can easily understand the data. So for that, we need actually transforms, pipes. Technically, pipe is nothing but pipe is a class. Pipe is a class. Technically, pipe is a class. So that comprises of transform method. So what the transform method will do is, so the transform method which takes the value, so which takes the value and returns the formatted value. So that means it will take the value and return the formatted value. That means with some modifications in the presentation, what it does. Actually, suppose see, pipes, for example, suppose how they work is, generally pipes are derived from a class called pipe transform. Pipe transform is the class. So we have a class, so pipe name, that implements pipe transform, that is the base. And here it have to implement a transform method. So this transform method is actually, the intention of this transform method is nothing but it will take your value. It can have multiple parameters also. I will tell you, we will discuss about that. It will take your value, and what it will do is it will apply formats on value. After that, it will return that value, return the value. So now this pipe is going to take your value and it is going to format the value and return the value. That is done by using transform method. Transform method. Every pipe comprises of a transform method. So every pipe is implemented from transform base. Now with this technique, we can create our own pipes also. That means for every purpose, pipes are not designed. Then obviously we have to create our own pipes. And you can create your own pipes. We call them custom pipes. And we can define the functionality for that. So actually, pipes are, we have built-in pipes, built-in pipes. That means which are already provided by Angular. And we have custom pipes. So that means we can create our own pipes. And how that pipe is applied to your data. So you have the data. To the data, we need to apply the pipe. Then we use a pipe symbol. And the pipe name, we have to define the pipe name. Actually, pipe name is not the class name, Generally, pipe name is nothing but usually how Angular recognizes this class as a pipe. For that, we need a pipe decorator, pipe decorator. Same like component have a component decorator, pipes have a pipe decorator. This pipe decorator will have a pipe name. It will have a pipe name. So the name we define as the pipe name we configure as. So suppose the name is some uppercase, something like that. Now, if you want to apply this pipe, you have to use this name, not the class name. So that means we have to apply that uppercase and apply that here. So that is how you configure the pipe. You can apply multiple pipes, one pipe to another pipe. We call as chaining of pipes. We can create our own pipes. We will discuss about that. So generally, pipes are for transforming the data. How a pipe is built with, so that I showed you here. That means generally the architecture of pipe. So how a pipe is designed internally. So actually it imports. Pipe usually import pipe transform from Angular core library. And the pipe, and we have two options here. So one is pipe and pipe transform. This pipe decorator defines a name for the pipe. So name for the pipe. So pipe name is configured there. And here we configure, so export class, so pipe class, and this implements, so pipe transform. And here we have to configure transform method. It is mandatory to configure transform method. This transform method will take the value and it is going to return the value. That's how it works. Now we need to apply the pipe to our content. So they can take your value, transform, and return the value. Now, one more option is there. Actually, the concept here is, can pipe change the data? or only format the data? Format the data. This is a very important question actually. That means, is it only transformation of data or it can change the data? That is the point. Based on that, the pipes are categorized into, not officially categorized, our developers. So some topics, our developers, for their convenience, they give the name actually. And as per the developers' convenience, we follow them. We follow them. Officially, the software may not, so officially may not, software may not have that concept. Software may not have that concept. So, but usually what happens is our developers will give a name, and that name usually followed by other people. That is the reason sometimes some words, some shortcuts asked in interviews, your faculty may not discuss about that, because that is their own created. So then we can't do anything for that. So such things you will see regularly, right? In some companies, they use some shortcut terminology, and that may not be used everywhere, broad range. In that case, many people don't know about that. So that doesn't matter, because the point is, you know the concept, but people may call it in a different ways about that concept. So then you can explain the interviewer that, okay, are you talking about this particular point? So because he's asking his own shortcut way, but you know that he is trying to ask this point only, then you can say that, so okay, if this, then we can manage by using this technique. So this type of issue will come. That's the reason. So actually, while learning pipes and working with pipes, people ask about, so what is a pure pipe, and what is an impure pipe? What is an impure pipe? Impure pipe, a pure pipe and impure pipes. This is very regular question actually. That means while working with the pipes, a regular question comes, what is the pure pipe and impure pipe? So generally, the question is nothing but, so whether the change happening or not, based on that, this concept depends actually. That means it is not an official term, but you should know the point. The point is nothing but, so can a pipe change the value, or it can just only format the value? That is the concept. So that means if a pipe is going to change the value, so then that pipe usually considered as impure pipe. So if it is not changing the value, pure pipes depend on the requirement only, and every pipe don't have that behavior. That means impure pipes are nothing but, so this works with that concept of change detection actually. This is related to change detection. So usually impure pipes are nothing but, they are responsible for changing the value and presenting the value. They are responsible for changing and presenting the value. But pure pipes, they will present the value exactly how they are available. So not changing. For example, suppose I said, so 4540, and if it is presented 45004, is the value changed or only the format changed? What do you think? Is the value changed or the format changed? That means this is only the format change. Format change. It's not the value change. Value change. So, for example, if I say 0.278, which is converted into, suppose, 26%. Now this is value changed. This is not format changed, because that value is converted into this value is converted into a number. Actually, it is converted into a number. Yeah, that means into a percentage. That is value changed. So that means some pipes are pure. That means they won't change your value, just they present in a format. Some pipes are impure, so they will change according to, they change the value. They change the value. So that is the reason, while using the pipe, learning about the pipe, you will understand. You can notify that. You can tell by yourself that this is pure or this is impure. You can easily tell. There is no such technical classification of pipes, but people have an habit of understanding that. So people have an habit of talking in that way: pure pipes, impure pipes. So like parameterized pipes. So such words are very regularly used, but technically what they are, I will show you. So now, what are the built-in pipes available? That means Angler provides several built-in pipes. Angler provides several built-in pipes. So we can use those built-in pipes. We can use those built-in pipes. So generally, the pipes provided by Angler, so built-in pipes. If we are not satisfied, we can build our own pipes also. The pipes provided by Angler, actually the pipes provided by Angler, so are, so some list of the built-in pipes available. So you have the pipes like currency pipe, async pipe. So which I will show you in APIs. We will see asynchronous, how it works. And we have like currency pipe. We have a date pipe. So we have a decimal pipe. So we have uppercase pipe. We have a lowercase pipe. We have a title case pipe. So that means every word first letter it can put capital. Title case pipe. So we have some new pipes are added. We have a key value pipe. We have a JSON pipe. I will show you how to use them and how do we work with them. We have percent pipe. So, and some new pipes introduced. We have I18 plural pipe, and we have like I18 select pipe. That I18 community contributed these pipes, so they are known by that name: I18 plural pipe and I18 pipe. So we know that. So let's see how this works actually, how they are configured and how they are used. These are all built-in pipes available. So we can use these built-in pipes and present them. Let's see first few important. So first, simple options you already know: uppercase, lowercase, and title case. These are very simple. These are just changing the capitalization. That means, for example, we have a title, and the title is the product details. Okay. And this title we will bind here. The title also dynamically coming. We will bind the title there. Yeah. And you can see now it is going to present in this way. I want to change the capitalization for this. Then just apply a pipe by using a pipe signal. Uppercase. and you can see that it is converted into uppercase. So we have lowercase, so it is converted into lowercase. We have a title case, it's converted into title case. Every word first letter caps. If you want sentence case, only first letter should be caps, all should be lower. We don't have that. Then if you don't have, then you can create it. You can create your own pipes and you can apply. I will show you that how we can create our own pipes, custom pipes. Now, uppercase, lowercase, title case, these are very simple things. Actually, now you can see that. So when I right click on this and go to definition, you can see that. So this is title case pipe, that is the class name, that implements pipe transform, and there is a transform method. This transform method is accepting a string, it is returning a string. It is accepting null or undefined, it is returning a null. So it is accepting string null undefined, it is returning string null. So it is designed in several ways. So usually now important here is the pipes that we configured. So the pipes that are defined, they are all actually accessed from here. That is just only to make you understand that this is how it is built in the background. So the point is now we have only these pipes available. If you want, you can create your own custom pipe. That I will show in the next point. Then these are three. Now we have a decimal pipe. Actually, decimal pipe. So, but it is accessed. It is designed with number. So it is designed with number. That means the point is the pipe name is decimal pipe, but its class name, but it pipe name is reference name is number. It reference name is number. That means it is a decimal, but it reference name is number. So we have to use reference name. So you will not see number pipe. You will see decimal pipe only, but we access that by using decimal. So we access that by using number. You can go to definition and see. You can see that. So this is a decimal pipe. This number is actually a decimal pipe. So in the decimal pipe, it is accessing the transform method. In that, it is passing the value. Now, generally, so pipe name is decimal, but it is accessed by using number. And automatically, number pipe have the ability, you can see, it have the ability to put 1,000 separator. So you see a comma style will come for number. And you see decimal is normal there, but 1,000 separator is came, but our fractions are not completely as expected. So now number pipe can have attributes. That means pipes can have attribute. So your data, you can apply a pipe and colon, you can apply the attributes. So pipes are defined with attributes. So you can configure the attributes. You can define and configure the attributes. So that means generally pipes are configured with some attributes, and every pipe have different attributes. There can be multiple attributes. Multiple attributes are separated with multiple colon, like that, colon. Now, what are the attributes for this number pipe? Colon, and as a string, here we have to define. In the attributes, first you have to tell minimum integer values, means how much integer length you are expecting. So I'm expecting 5 integer length. Okay. Next, so we have to define dot maximum integer. This is minimum integer. Then minimum fraction. How many fractions minimum? 2 fractions. Maximum, how many fractions? You have to tell maximum fractions. Maximum fractions, I want like, so maximum fraction, I want like then hyphen. So maximum 4 fractions, I want like that. Maximum 4. So that is the limit we configure. But remember, this is a pure pipe. This is a pure pipe. In that case, you see, now when you write this, this is integer length. This is fraction minimum length. This is fraction maximum length. You see now it displays 56,030. And see, here 5-digit number is there. Suppose if I change it to 3, is it going to change my value to a 3-digit integer? What do you say? That means, is it going to change it into a 3-digit integer? So it will not change. That is why we call these as pure pipes. It will not change. It is not going to change. Then why you have this? If it is not changing, then why you have this? That means if I say even 1, it is not going to change that. It is not going to affect that. Then why you have this? This is used for restricting the number. That means actually I directly configured it, but later I can get this value dynamically. Later I can get the value dynamically. I can get that value dynamically. You can get that value dynamically. And you can use that value dynamically. We can get and use the value. That means like an expression, we can build it and we can access and use it. That means I can access this value dynamically. That means, so suppose I have a property like min int. So it's a number, like min int is a number type, is equal to 0. Initially I defined that. And here I'm using that so min int. I'm writing that min int. And I can configure that dynamically. We can configure that. Now, what is the point here is that means it can restrict that value. So for that purpose only we need that. Otherwise, we don't need to configure it all. So we don't need to configure it all. So we have to tell how many integer digits you are expecting. You have to tell how many fractions minimum, maximum fractions how many. So 2, 4. Now you want some 3 fractions. Then so 3, minimum 3 fractions. So it will put the 3 fractions. So the maximum 4 fractions. So 4 to 4. So it will display that. You can add many. You can configure many. Instead of rounding the value, you can display that. So this is not going to change the value. It is not going to change the value. It is just going to apply the format. Then why you have this integer? We have that integer for further restrictions. That means we can access that integer number and we can restrict the input value to 5 digits, 6 digits by writing a logic. That for that reason we have this option. Otherwise, we don't need that. So by default, it will take whatever the value you have configured. So only the fractions, so we have to configure. So this is number. But I want to display in a currency style, not a number style. Currency style, then you can use the same concept. Instead of using this all, you can just put currency. That means currency is going to display a currency symbol, thousand separator, decimals, everything is fine. Only the point is you can change this currency symbol. Currency symbol, you can put a colon. In the latest versions, they given a shortcut for currency symbols like USD. So like INR. So, and you can see INR, it changed that currency symbol to in this way. It's not mandatory that you have to use that. You can say, suppose RSI written, it will give the word RS there. Now, we can use our HTML entities also. In HTML, how to define currency symbol? Generally, you might have learned in HTML how to define the currency symbol. In HTML currency symbol, we have to define hash 8377 semicolon. This will give the Indian currency symbol. So it will get that currency symbol, ampersand hash. Now ampersand hash 8377, it is changing it to currency symbol. You can use that, or you can use the shortcuts. So if you want it in a currency style, better instead of number, use that currency format. So numbers, currencies, all these are simple options. Currency, all these are simple options. Now currency is also have a currency symbol, INR, and the currency is also having decimals. How many digits decimal, how many digits integer, how many decimal places, how many maximum fractions, you can mention same. For currencies, you can define that. So currency is same like a number with just currency symbol is there. Now dates, to display the date value, we have a date pipe. And you can see this manufactured date is not displayed in a user-friendly way. Then I will just apply, so date, and it will change into a proper date. Now you can apply so many date formats. In the latest version, they given so many short techniques, like we can write short date, then it will display the short date. We can give long date, so medium date. So we can write like that, it will display that. So we can write like full date. So that means it is going to display that full date. These words are newly added actually. Earlier, of course, you can use this ready-made, or you can write your own formats like short time, long time, full time, medium time, short date, long date. All these are provided actually. So if you want this, you can use, or you can apply your own formats. That means suppose I want to display date in my own style. Then for that, you need to build the date. For that, actually, you have to use M. So MM. So for date. So already I told you date and time both. You learned JavaScript, no? In JavaScript, how to display dates, you might have learned. What is the function for time? You learned JavaScript. No? What is the function for time? How to display the time value? You learned get hours, get minutes, get seconds, set hours, set minutes, to local time string, date string. Have you learned these? Huh? In JavaScript, generally these are used for displaying date and time values. Huh? So here also we have full time, we have short time, we have long time. All these are general things. Huh? Right. Now, if you want to build your own options, so all your own, MM is for, so two digits month number. And MMM, this is for short month name. MMMM, this is for long month name. That's what you have to. Capitalization also matters. So lowercase not allowed. Only uppercase M you have to configure. And for date, D is single digit day number. So DD, small dd. So this is two digits day number. And you have year. So we have year. So year is, so Y. So that is two digits here. We have Y. That is four digits here. That's how you have to configure. Then generally, that is how we need to define and configure the options. Now, in this basic approach, so you can order you can, your wish. Day, month, year order you will keep. Month, day, year order you will keep. You can define in any order. You can configure and define in any order. You can configure and define in any order. So that is basically how we handle it. Let's see the presentation, how it works. Means how it is going to work, right? So let's go here and let's do some changes in these values. That means here I will change. I written you can put a comma or you can put a hyphen, you can put a slash, your wish. So and dd, so y. So that is how you want to display, and it will display in that particular format. Suppose I want this. So the month, so 3 characters I given, then it becomes a short one. And the order you can configure any order. Suppose that means you say dd, mm, and yy. So that is the short month it will display. And I said uppercase one more, and this is long. And if I miss these capitalizations, then it is unable to display that. You have to exactly use this day in lowercase, month in uppercase, and again year in lowercase. You can display in your own format. That is generally how we can define the dates. So uppercase, lowercase, title case, decimal, that is the number, currency, and date. We have other simple options like means pipe like. So we have a JSON pipe. We have a percent pipe. JSON pipe is nothing but it is going to convert all the data, whatever the product details are there. I can present, so I can apply with the JSON format, JSON. This JSON pipe is going to apply JSON format to this data and present the data in a JSON format. This is required to transform our data into JSON and send to any location. Generally, when we are sending data to the APIs, so we need to transform the form data into a JSON format and transport that. So if you want to convert the data into JSON and send the data into JSON format, then you have to use this JSON pipe. It is transforming the data into JSON. That's a simple, the JSON option that is transforming that. Another important, we have percent pipe. Percent, so suppose you see, so we have some sales. So 0.279, something like this, I defined. Now I want to print that sales. So a data term, sales percent, and I define data definition, and here product dot sales, and it is going to display the value in this way. And I apply a percent pipe for that, and it is going to convert into that. It is going to convert that into it. And if I want the percent pipe, that means here I am defining, so fractions, suppose I said 2 and dot 2 hyphen 2. So the fractions I am configuring in this way, it will display that correct value. Now it is able to change your value. You can see that it is rounding the value if it is not mentioned with the decimals. If it is not mentioned with the fractions and all, then this pipe is going to change and display the value. That means it will round the value to the nearest. So this is not a pure pipe. Why? Because it is not displaying the value exactly the same. It is changing the value and presenting it. So this is an impure pipe. If you define that, then it is going to display the value in this way. However, this is also the changed value because actually it is 0.279. So which is changed into a percent. It converts into a percent and display into a percent. So that is the percent pipe. So other pipes haven't changed your value. They just formatted the value. But this will change the value. That is the reason it is an impure pipe. So JSON to convert into JSON person to person. We have other pipes like slice pipe is there. And we have key value pipe. Slice pipes, key value pipes are nothing but slice, in general JavaScript, it is used to extract from specific index number to specific. So key value pipe also a new addition to this Angular latest versions. We have this because one of the problem you have seen while performing iterations and all the problems. For example, see, I will put a collection here as suppose some categories or some products, some options, cities is equal to cities is an array. Some I written some cities, Delhi, some Hyderabad, like Chennai, like this. So Chennai, some cities I configured here. And I need to perform iteration over them and present them. Then here I will give a heading. So, and say cities. And here I define an ordered list. And list item, this need to perform iteration. So ng for let item of collection. So that means we have to use the collection cities. Now you know that generally in JavaScript, actually we have for off and for in actually. For off will read all values and for in is read all properties. It will read all the properties. But you don't have that properties to read. That option is not available here. That means here you cannot use an in operator here. So that means you cannot use in operator here for reading the items. So it's not possible. So to use that in operator. So because in operator is not supported, suppose I want to print that item here. In operator is not supported. So you see here, it is not supported. You can see in the inspect when I go to the console, so cannot bind so to the property. For in is not supported. For in is not supported. For off is supported. Now, what is the problem in this case is the problem is nothing but generally now we are using collections, key value type collections. So like maps, like objects, we use key value like collection. When we are using key value like collection, in that case, getting the key name is also important for us. So when we are designing maps and all, accessing the key name is important for us. The key name is important for us. But we don't have a proper option for that. That means we don't have that facility to read the keys. Then what you can do is, so suppose I say class, I given this as list unstyled. Now it is just printing the city names, Delhi. I want to get the keys also. Keys are nothing but these index numbers here. That means then I can apply a key value pipe. If you apply a key value pipe, it allows you to read item related key and also item related value, both. Separately, you can read that. This is not possible if you don't apply the key value pipe. If you apply the key value pipe, it is able to read the keys and values. So it is going to read the key and value and display that. Now you can see that it is going to return the key and value. Return the key and value. Key is nothing but in an array, it is index number. Why this is important? Because actually data can be anywhere. For example, in JavaScript, you have maps. You might have learned about maps and objects in JavaScript. Now in JavaScript, we have a map. Map is a collection of key and value. Map is a collection of key and value. How do we generally create a map? Not array map method. Directly we can create map. Suppose we have data. So I want it like a map. Then we have to use with a key value collection. We need to configure. So this data will use a key. So which is suppose number type or string type you can give. And the value, so it is a string type. And into that, so you can store some data. This is a map in JavaScript. So that means you are configuring data. So with a key as number type and a value as a string type. So that means now in that we can store one. So that is the key, and in that Samsung TV, that is the value. We can store another some 2, that is the key, and under that we have some Nike casuals. This is the collection. And the key can be a string type or a value type. And if you want to access that and display, then here I'm using the approach here in the presentation. I'm writing here. So it is not from cities, from data. I want to print the key and value. Data. I want to present the key and value. And this is the key and values 1 and 2. Key can be anything like, so this key can be a string type. So it's not a number. Key can be a string type. And here you can configure the key as a string type. Suppose, so some code, I'm writing like a string type. I'm defining like a string type for that. This is map like collections. It can access and display. Because now in the latest versions, these maps and all are very regularly used. So reading the maps is becoming a difficult concept because so Angular don't have any in operator to read the. That's the reason they have to design a new pipe for this. So in the new versions, you will see this pipe, and the intention of this pipe is to present the key and value collections. So with reference of the key and value, you can access the keys and values. That is basically how we can present the key value. Slice is nothing but you can apply on string, on collection anywhere. Suppose I'm reading here, so item of, I'm reading all the collection we are having cities, and I am printing just the cities item. And usually it is going to print all of them. So it is going to print all of them. So Delhi, Hyderabad, and all. Suppose I want to slice from 1 to 3. So that means 1 and 2 only I want to display. Then I can apply a slice pipe here. And the slice pipe is expecting the index numbers. That means from which index number you want to slice. So we need to apply. That means I said, so 1, so slice from 1 to 3 index numbers. You have to define a number. Slice from 1 to 3. So then it will slice only those values and it will display the values, Hyderabad, Chennai. It will not display others. It can slice based on the index number and get that. So these all pipes are very simple. So these all pipes are very easy to handle. We can handle these pipes and configure the pipes easily. So that is what actually the concept of the key value pipes and decimal pipes and uppercase, lowercase and all. Now these are general for transformations. Now in the latest versions from Angular 9.10 onwards, 9.10 and onwards, so a new concept is a new pipes came, that is I18N select pipe. So we have I18N plural pipe. Actually, I18 is a community of Angular. So that means Angular is supported by large number of communities and organizations, and contributions from individuals, and because it is open source, so anybody can contribute to Angular. And these people have contributed to Angular. This community contributed to Angular with 2 pipes, so which are good, and Angular uh, asks to try them. So, and these pipes are nothing but they will reduce the lengthy logics that earlier we need to write and make our work very simple. Actually, select pipe is just like a combination of iterator and condition, iterator and condition, iterators and condition. It's just like a combination of iteration and condition. Actually, I18 select pipe. So that means how it will work. So a simple point, let's see. Suppose let me keep some data here. So keep some data and present some data here. Suppose we have some products information. Some products is an array. Okay, in that products array, we have some details. So the product name, the product city, something like this. So the name, so some name, and the city. So city. Okay, city is defined some Delhi like this. Now what should happen here is some name and some city. So some mobile and some city. So I defined some Hyderabad like this. Now the concept here is, so we can dynamically do that with examples also. Dynamically we configured that with example also. I will show you. Means dynamically how we configure with example, I will show you. First, we will see this point, how it presents the content. Now, generally, what happen is when you are dealing with this, first option is I want the delivery time to decide based on from which city, which location they are accessing the product. That means like this, you can have several products. That means I said name, so some Nike casuals, so casuals, and here I defined city as Mumbai, something like this. So that is the option we configured. So city is Mumbai. This is how we define some data. Now what happens is when user is going to select, when user is going to handle it. So that means I will select. Select is nothing but, for example, so if user selects the city Delhi, then I need to change the delivery time. Hyderabad, different delivery time. That means from where he is selecting the order. Based on that, I need to change the delivery time. So that's how I want to implement that functionality. In that case, what we do is, so generally, we need a lot of conditions to display. But now without conditions, so we can configure. A simple pipe is enough for that. So let's see. That means now here we are adding one data also here. Data is nothing but we will create a status message. Status message. Okay. Status message is an object. In that object, we have a key. If Hyderabad, so the status key is Hyderabad, then we will write a message. So we said some delivery. So in 2 days, something like this. In 2 days, I will define that. And if it is like some Mumbai, so Delhi something. So and same day delivery. So same day delivery, something like this. We defined it. And if it is, that means from which location they are accessing. So suppose it is Mumbai. So Mumbai. So then we are defining that not deliverable. So not, so delivering, not deliverable. Okay. So these options. And if anything, another city is added in future, then we can use a decision other. Other is a keyword for this object, and other is nothing but it's like a default statement in the object. Other is a reserved word. We say that, so we will update. So unknown. So we will update soon. So this message should come. Now, what should happen is when you are presenting this data according to the city here, it should select this message and display for that. That means if the city is matching with this display, for that, lot of iterations, logics we have to write. Lot of logic we have to write for doing that. So now we can do it in a simple way. That means, so products, so shopping cart status, something like this. And we created a table and we configured here class is table. So, and the table hover, so like this, and we have a T head and a TR, so TH. So, and here we are defining like name, and we are having like city, and so status I'm displaying. And in this table body, so we want a row, this should repeat. So, and ng for, so let item of products, that is the array. So that is the array. Products is the array. Status message is that. Now we need to present first cell. So that is item dot name. And second cell, so we need to present item dot price. And third city, item dot city. Yeah, other details also can be the city. Okay. And third cell, here I want to display item dot city only. But so you see here, now initially this is the table generated, but status should change the message according to which city they chosen. That means now what we can do here is we can configure. So technically here we can configure. So get the city name and apply the filter on that. Filter is nothing but simple. So what you have to do is on that city, we have to apply a filter called I18 select. I18 select. It is expecting the object that contains the data to compare. The object is this status message. We are accessing that status message and displaying. That means it will take this city and check whether it is present inside this status message. And if it is there, it will bring that and display. That means now it is going to change the message and display. And you can put a drop down here and ask the user to change the city. And he changed the city, it will get that and it will display. Now I will show you that point here. First here the concept is, if I added anything new product, I have added here. That means name. So I defined as some shirt, and I said city. So city some Goa. And you can see that now it is not going to display. It says unknown, will update soon. So suppose I changed this to Hyderabad. So automatically it is going to update that and display. And this is generally to do this, we need lengthy logic to handle. Now without that, just we need the data and the status messages. And you need to just apply the data to that status message. You can change, you can get that, you can change and display the values. Here you see, so here I am displaying the city and standard. Usually what we can do is we can use binding techniques, get the city name and display that. That means I can put a select, so we can put an option. So this option can perform an iteration. That means it is performing an ng for, so let item of, so say city of item dot city. So that is the collection of cities we are having. Or keep the cities collection in a separate location and print that city, because this is accessing only one city. It is not right. We can keep that drop downs here because all are same, right? We don't have that. we need to maintain a separate cities collection, and we can perform that. That means here we will put a cities collection, and cities is an array. Cities is an array, and into that we will pass that Delhi. So we will pass that Hyderabad. We will pass that Mumbai. So something like this, and we pass some other value. They can change dynamically also. That example I will upload into the classroom. You can check that out. And now in the iteration, what we do is we can perform this on cities. Cities. So that is the array, and it will get the cities and display. Now here you can ask them to select a city. When city is changed, then it should bind with that value. Then only it will change. You know how to bind. That means whenever user is changing this drop down, we have to collect the value and update that value into this product city. Update the value into the product city, then it will display. So that example I will upload it to the classroom. You can see that. So that means you can dynamically change, because we already learned on change, collect the value and update the value. And that updated value will be, if value is updated, it is changed automatically. It will change the delivery time and display that. That's a simple example. So this is very important, that is select pipe. This is a combination of iterations and conditions, which you can simply apply in one line. It's just only one line. So you have to just configure this I18 select and what status message you want. That's it. It will get the message from here. It selects and displays that here. That is select pipe. Similarly, there is another pipe introduced, that is plural pipe. So that is used for singular plural values. That we will see another example how to use that plural pipe. So in the next session, we will discuss about that. Okay. In the next session, we will finish the plural other pipes and custom pipes, and we will go into another important concept, services. How to consume services, work with backend API services. We will discuss about that. In the next session, we are going to learn. Okay. Monday, we will discuss about that.